So today I wanted to do a video on what it's like looking for a placement as a counsellor. So if you are interested, keep watching and please like and subscribe. I put out videos every Sunday. So yes, apologies for my makeup. I am going out later today with a work team and my makeup's quite a bit more than it is for a normal day to day, so apologies if it looks a bit weird. But yes, looking for a placement. So what I have found in the past is it is hard. I was very lucky where I actually found placements as soon as I needed them. I'm aware of people that had to leave the course because they couldn't find placements. What happens is, I imagine there's like a selected amount that places can take on, and then once that positions, like the positions are filled, that's it. Also locations I've seen, it wasn't the people I'm on about that had to leave the course, but I know in the area that they live in, I think it was Isle of Wight, they really struggle, and travelling expenses and all that made it really hard to get a placement. And it sucks that you could possibly have to leave your course because you can't find a placement, because it is dog eat dog out there for placements. Where the times that go with the course is, say you have to start January of your second year, it's kind of everyone's looking for a placement, and it obviously tends to be placements that have something good to offer. So you need a placement where the hours count. So sometimes, quote me if I'm wrong, but working with children hours can't always work towards hours for some courses, so that narrows your search down as well. Obviously finding what you feel you'd be good at, so different places that work with eating disorders, or different places that work with drugs, or rape and sexual abuse. Can I actually do this? Am I interested in that field? Because you don't want to go to a placement just because you've got nowhere else to go. You want to go where you think, I can do something here, I'm interested in this is what I want to kind of be part of. So it can really quickly narrow your choices down. Like I said, it's dog eat dog. There's a lot of counsellors, therapists trying to get placements, because you have to get placements to do your degree, which is, I'm so glad that that's kind of part of a degree, that you have to have experience. It shouldn't just be work, paper-based stuff, definitely not, but it does make it really hard to get a placement. So like I'm saying, be very cautious that when you are wanting to be a counsellor, prepare in your first year, or prepare before you go to your degree, research placements, research places that you can counsel people, wherever that is, if it's local to you or what you're interested in. And what it tends to be on places' websites, they will say we offer placements and what kind of comes with that and whatnot, but there are places that don't mention that they offer placements. So not for me personally around here, you can't, but a lot of people say try GPs. First, we have a Derbyshire-based NHS service that does every GP in Derby, because I've tried. So you can't kind of get in placement or private practice, I found, which is really hard. So different places that you can try are GPs, charities, kind of think of causes. So like I said, abuse or drinking or smoking or addictions, different things, LGBT, just general counselling. There's lots of different fields, and it's kind of researching. This is so important to do your research and be prepared, because you don't want to be told, right, next week everyone's going to have their placements. If you don't have it, there's kind of, don't get me wrong, I don't want to scare you too much, there is a kind of leeway where you have a certain amount of time, but you don't want to be panicking. On top of doing all your essays and all that kind of stuff, you don't want to be panicking that you can't find someone. It is demoralising when you can't get placements. I think I applied for 2 or 3 prior to getting the one I got, and they said no, but then, you know, you get one, so it can knock you back. So be prepared to apply to different ones, have interviews, because you are interviewed for them just like a normal job, and get some yeses and some nos, and then deciding what's best for you. So be prepared. What I would also say to know is different placements offer different perks or benefits, if you want to call it that. The different things that placements can offer you is, this isn't a guarantee, this is kind of what you have to maybe look out for, because if you have to think about your, especially financial circumstances, I think is a massive thing when training to be a counsellor or working as a counsellor, is thinking, because you'll have to, normally if you're doing this, you're normally paying for your degree. So I paid for my master's, so that's degrees and diplomas are not cheap. They're in thousands of pounds, and it's not like undergraduate where you get a student loan. You have to pay for it, so you're already paying for that. Sometimes as a counsellor you have to have supervision, so an hour and a half every month. That can be in excess of £50, which per month might not seem like a lot if you divide it per day as such or per week, but it is a big sum of money that's suddenly coming out of your account. So be prepared for supervision. So like I'm saying this because some placements offer free supervision, which is amazing, and then but then I suppose the negative of that is think, well, they may only have certain supervisors and you've got to go with that supervisor once if you don't get on with that supervisor, and you can't have free reign of all supervisors in your area type of thing. So supervision is expenses, so obviously if you're travelling quite far or not very far, but if they'd cover that again. So actually going to placement is something you've got to think, right, when am I going to have the time to do this? What day am I going to do this? Because many placements, and quite rightly so, because with clients you want to keep consistency, is what day am I going to commit to this? And it changes, I suppose, with each. Personally for me, I had a certificate, then a diploma, then a master's, and each day I went into uni changed. I went in once a week and did work 5 days a week, and placement the other 1 or 2. So I was like 7 days a week. That was just kind of what it was, and that's what you kind of have to be prepared for. And it's tiring, and but it's working towards what you want. So you've got to think of it like that. So expenses, actually going to placement, when you're going to fit it in, supervision and paying for that, training. So do they offer training courses? So when I was at my placements, they offered free training and let you know about free trainings or paid training. You can go to it, and that really bulked up my knowledge, and it was amazing to be given them opportunities, because if you start looking, courses like day courses can be like excess of again £100, or like 3-day courses can be in like £500. It adds up. It's really expensive. Trying to learn knowledge, really expensive. So I think that's all the outgoings as such to be looking out from placements. Some placements require you to have had, and some courses require you to have had your own personal therapy. So have you already done that? How do you feel about doing that? Can you afford to do that? Would you go privately? And again, that's another outgoing of £40, £50, £60, or that's per month, depending per week, depending how many weeks you actually go for. Or would you try going for free counselling and then being on a waiting list, and if you've got to get a certain amount of personal therapy hours by a certain term or date, can you fit it in? So this video has made it sound really, really scary trying to be a counsellor. I don't want to put you off. It's kind of just to make you aware of what's to come and be prepared. That's the best thing you can do, and that's why I've kind of put the video out to say there's a lot to consider. It's not just doing a course and sitting at a desk for the next 1, 2, 3 years, whatever course you're doing. It is going to placement and also being a student. You're also probably working to afford being a student, so it's working voluntary and essays. Can you fit it in? Can you do it? Can you afford it? Please, please prepare. And like I said, the placements, once you've found it, it's the most positive feeling, and it's amazing to be part of something and start helping people and start actually doing that. So be really excited when it starts happening. Look for what can help, what benefits you, and how you can benefit them, and if you're interested, and all that kind of good stuff. So I hope that's helped, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.